Hi, everybody. Oh, that was a good way to test the microphone. Well, how ironic and beautiful is it that in this town that was built on killing whales, we just saw this film. And I guess I would like to start with a very grandly sweeping observation, and that is that my idea of a religious experience is to feel connected to something bigger than us in space and in time. And I think that in a way, you gave us a religious film, not just a biological documentary. So what were what did you hope to really convey to audiences? What would you love us to have perceived?
Yeah, thank you. Thank you to be here. I told you the first, I make this film because I had an experience with a whale many times ago, and I crossed the high of this whale. And I really realized this day that we were not alone, and there were another intelligent species on Earth. And I wanted that the people after the film realize that the human people are not alone on this earth. There is other kind of intelligent society, and whales are one of them. And they live on a territory that is bigger than us, that they maybe know better than us because they are here in this water since a lot of million of years, and they travel all over the ocean. They know better the deepness of the ocean that we know, because we only know 3%. And so they have another kind of intelligence, but they are an intelligent society, and that's what I wanted that the people after seeing the film realize, that we are not alone, and we are not the only one on this planet.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. The people who discovered that humpback whales can sing are Scott and Hella McVeigh. They're still alive, and Roger Payne, who just died a year ago. Did you talk to them at all?
Yeah, Roger Payne, yeah. And Roger Payne, the sound that I put at the beginning of the film, it's the sound recorded by Roger Payne. And because I start to work on this film many years ago. We start the first filming in 2019, and we shoot during 20, 21, and 22.
So how did COVID help and interfere with your
so
shooting?
When the COVID arrived, it was there were a good part and a very bad part. So bad part was many places were closed. Close in Asia, but where we could go, we go to Mexico, French Polynesia, Greenland, and Argentina. It was without tourism, and so we were all alone in the water with no other boat than our boat.
So that was lucky.
Yeah, that was super, because I had the chance. I went back last year to this place in Baja, California, and it's full of tourism now.
Yes, we're going there this coming spring, my wife and I.
Yeah, and it was not the same experience at all.
Mm-hmm.
And we work with the local fishermen everywhere, and they were quite amazing because the whales were coming. It's whales. You don't decide to stay with the whales. She decided to stay. So in a film like this, you have the sensation that there is whale everywhere, but in fact we spend some time 3 or 4 weeks without filming one whale. Stay just going in the water. We were seeing the blow, but when you go and you put in the water, the whale disappears. So she go away. And one day you are lucky, you have one that stay and play with you and stay around, and you make a lot of footage.
One of the best things about this area where we live is that whales have really come back to being, part of who lives here with us. We very frequently see them from the shoreline now on the ocean side. And when we're out fishing in boats, we see whales very frequently. This past summer was extraordinary, with over 70 individually identified humpback whales that were living just about 10 miles off the beach at the end of Long Island and Montauk Point. And when I was growing up, we never saw whales from shore. So that's been a really, really good thing. Wanted to ask you about the access that you had to all of that filming, because a lot of these places now have regulations and permits and all this kind of stuff. You had some very, very close approaches and some really visually totally stunning. I mean, I've seen various things about whales. I've never seen a film that was this visually beautiful so consistently, but you also were very, very intimate with the images. So how were you able to accomplish that?
Of course, we had the permit everywhere where we go. First, because it was a COVID, so to get the permit to have a boat on water, we had to have the permit from the Wildlife Service, from the police, from the Navy, for all these institutions. And I tell you, that's the whale that decide to come when, so the contact is made by her. When she don't want to stay with you, she makes just a little movement of the caudal, and she disappear in a second. When you think that it's very graceful to see a whale underwater, and each time it's a different experience, and each time it's you want to do it again and again and again. But if she don't want to stay, in a second she and disappear.
Yeah.
And disappear, and you can't follow. You can't palm. It's impossible. So and also to have the very close up. If you make reference to the sperm whales with the baby, we shoot in 8K. And so it makes me able to zoom in the image a little bit to get the sensation that we are really, really close. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And so we are not, except, the footage with the sperm whale that hit the plastic bag. Of course, she didn't hit it. She was playing. But at the moment, she went and takes the legs of the diver, of the cameraman. And wow. So it's a very experienced guy that used to. In fact, he filmed the same sperm family since 20 years.
Where was that?
In Mauritius. And so he knew that the whale was playing because it was not. And after she takes the camera and play. So we have the footage with the whale opening and.
Wow.
And catching.
We'd love to see all the things that you didn't include in the film. I'm sure all the whale bloopers.
Yeah, but there is 300 hours of whale footage. So.
Mm-hmm. So anybody? Yeah, there are questions. Okay, let's start here.
I want to ask you. After all the billions of dollars that we put for the environment to clean up, we all understand how important it is. But every single second, we bring more bottles of unintegrated plastic water bottles that everybody consumes. How is this possible? It's not a scientific to get rid of those bottles and save some.
Yeah, no, I agree with you, but me, I'm not scientific and I'm not politician. I think we should make a ban on whole plastic and stop it, because that's true. When we travel a lot to film this kind of film, on every beach you find plastic. And I make 10 years ago a film in Africa and travel a lot all around Africa. And in Africa, it's a mess. If you see on the beach in Nigeria or in Guinea.
It's not only on the beach, it's in the water.
Yeah, it's at the water,
all
on the beach.
The oceans.
Plus, there is a big microplastic that you don't see by eyes, but they are everywhere. But
how did you come across the beached whale? Where was that, and did the whale survive?
Good question. No, it's a fake whale.
I wasn't going to ask that question because I inferred the answer.
You realize that it was a fake? No, I didn't want. It's very. I wanted to have a sequence of a beach whale, but we didn't. By chance, we didn't have any during all our trip. We find some dead whales on the shore because usually when they beach like this, they very quickly died because of their body, the weight of the body. You know, they under so they. But on the beach it's a prop, but the image at the hand when they push the whale, it's a real, and this one was successful, but it was a young one, so it went more.
We've had several young stranded whales here on Long Island. It usually does not end well because there's a reason they end up on the beach to begin with. Who else has a question?
You didn't have anything in the documentary about the wind turbine controversy. Do you have a point of view on that? Is that affecting the wind turbines offshore, which we have? Yeah, the windmills.
Yeah.
Do you have a point of view on their impact on the whales?
Me, I think it's very bad, and because usually the mast go very deep and it make vibration and underwater the sound vibration go very, very, very fast. And I heard it's disturbing whales, but also all the marine life, from fish to everything. So me, I'm really against it, but
there is. I would say there are assertions that the turbines disturb or kill whales, and the people who have studied this have said that they don't. But what does kill whales is ship strikes. If you go to marinetraffic.com and look at how many ships are out there constructing and surveying and moving back and forth all around those sites where they intend to put those turbines, you'll be shocked at how much additional diesel-powered boat traffic is off the shore now intending to construct those things, which have a life of only 20 years. And then it has to be done again. Marinetraffic.com. In the backish. You wait for the microphone, please.
Thank you so much for such a wonderful film and for being with us today. That is just great. And I really enjoyed the footage you have of the sperm whales. And I was wondering how deep down you were when you were getting them. And if it was deep, what were you in to be able to get it? I had a question also about the blue whales. I went on a blue whale watching trip off Sri Lanka, and I saw two very quick looks at the blue whales. We could see them out there, and there were several boats out looking for those blue whales. And I was wondering where you got that footage from, and it was wonderful to see it because I saw a little bit of the top of a blue whale 3 or 4 times, but a very small amount. So to see your amazing footage was great.
It was in the Sea of Cortez and in the Bay of San Diego, this one. And for the sperm whales, we didn't go to 2,000 meters. You know, very quickly there is no light underwater, so when we film, we always film not more than 20 meters. So I use the colorization to make the image coming dark and dark and dark and dark to get the sensation of going down. But the footage from the sea bottom are real footage from a submarine.
Gulf of California is a really good place to see blue whales, and also there are whale watching boats off Santa Barbara that see a lot of blue whales during their migration. You don't have to go as far as Sri Lanka.
Yeah. But Sea of Cortez is good too.
Yeah, it's great there. I thought I saw, yes.
I'm curious about, I agree it's a religious experience. The depth of human stupidity is overwhelming. So I'm curious what lessons, maybe top 3, that you think we should learn from the whales.
How you say, the harmony, the intelligence of don't fight for territory or for and sharing. I think you will correct me if I'm wrong, but on the Earth there is 2 top intelligence in the mammal world. There is the man, human on Earth. And on Earth, we use our intelligence to control our environment and to live better with controlling. And the other top, it's the whale in the water. And in the water, they use their intelligence for try to live in harmony with the environment and to just living their life of whales and be happy.
Yeah, I don't disagree with that. One more question we have time for. Yes.
Sorry, I just have a question as to that there are far more whale sightings closer to shore. My understanding was that is actually not necessarily a good thing. That they're...
No, it's a good thing.
Is it?
Yeah.
Okay. I mean,
the reason we have so many more whales that are being seen is we have so many more whales. They have been protected off this coast since the humpback whales since the late 1940s. All of the whales off this coast since the early 1960s. Globally, the whaling ban went into effect in 1986. So there's different recoveries in different parts of the world at different rates for different species. But it started here as early as anywhere else. And there are a lot more whales. Also, in 2012, they put a cap on the catch of the menhaden fish that we call bunkers, these foot-long herring-like fish. And they had been so depleted that, for the most part, fishermen almost never saw any. And now those schools are literally go for 30 miles unbroken. I've done this in my own boat. And you can go stop at different beaches in the summertime and in late July, August, and just see the bunker schools. And it's totally changed the coastal ocean. It's a different ocean than I grew up in, with an previously inconceivable amount of fish that live right along the beach. These humpback whales that we tend to see, these are usually about a year or 2 old, that are right along the beach, lunging through those bunker schools. The really big ones oddly enough, they tend to stay out farther and eat sand eels, which are smaller. You would think they'd be here for the bunker banquet. But also we have lots more sharks. We have tuna in relatively shallow water, even into late November. So a totally different kind of a thing. And a sign that says, "I stop." So I'm stopping. Thank you very much.
I have a question. Which whale was hunting here? It was humpback or sperm whale?
Here we have mostly humpback, fin, and minke. We have it's very, very rare to see any sperm whales here. I've never seen sperm whales in this region, but it's mostly those three.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, everybody.